Welcome back. It is time for our Fun Fondue Party, and Dr. Stephen Roth is joining me now to get us started with an incredible spinach Parmesan fondue recipe. It sounds good.
It is yummy.
All right, and you said this was very simple too. That's kind of the theme today.
It really is, and it doesn't take long to do, but it tastes fantastic. And believe it or not, even though this is a fondue cheese sort of recipe, we do have a healthy component of it. We always have a healthy component to it.
You always do. You're going to tell us more about that, but let's take a look at the finished product here. You've already made one just to show us what it looks like. And
it smells wonderful.
Goodness,
Looks great.
I wish they could smell it.
It really smells good.
It smells very cheesy.
And let's talk about the ingredients a little bit. We're going to be using some whipping cream, heavy whipping cream for this. I know it's bad, but that's what it needs. We're going to be using cream cheese, a pound of it. We'll be using both Gruyere cheese, which is a very light cheese, and we're going to be using Parmesan cheese. And we'll use salt, pepper, and then, of course, the healthy component, the spinach.
Right, and we'll talk about that. Let's go ahead and get it on the stove.
Let's grab that bowl right there, please. Absolutely, because we're going to actually mix stuff up in here and then end up putting it there. So let's add the 2 cups of heavy cream into our mixing bowl here.
There we go.
And next, and I'll do this because it's kind of messy, we're going to put a pound of cubed cream cheese, and we'll just sort of dump that in there if we can. It's kind of messy. And again, this should be cubed. And we're actually going to, and again, we had mentioned it earlier, softening up in the microwave is always a good idea. And then you can actually just sort of mix stir those together. Then we're going to start adding in some of the real tasty part of this, which is the cheese.
Of course.
We're going to go with the Gruyere cheese, which is a ½ cup. Very not easiest to find. You can buy it shredded. Sargento actually makes it shredded, hard to find, but getting a block and shredding it yourself. And then Parmesan cheese, which is 2 cups of Parmesan cheese is going in here, and that's a lot of Parmesan cheese.
That is why it tastes so good, though.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Cheesy. So, do we add anything else before we put it on the
we're gonna add, we're gonna add just a few other things. I think we would do the salt and pepper now, and that's about a ½ teaspoon of salt and pepper really to taste, which we would add in. And the last, I know, and it's going to all look really yummy when we're done. And then finally, we're going to use 1 package of frozen spinach that's been thawed and drained, very important. And we're going to dump that in, and we're just going to sort of stir that all up.
And while I'm stirring this, will you tell everyone why spinach is so good to eat? It is very, very healthy.
Spinach is...
You said it might be the best, right?
It's one of the best. And the biggest thing right now over the last 10 years has been the higher incidence of prostate cancer. So this is one thing that has been found to be the most beneficial in actually the prevention of prostate cancer. The anti-inflammatory and antioxidant effects of spinach are phenomenal, especially because I'm a vascular surgeon, for blood vessels, reducing the risk of atherosclerosis as well as hypertension because of some of the antioxidative properties that come with it. So it's actually very, very good. I tried, and I'm not being facetious, I probably eat spinach about 5 days a week.
Wow.
Yes.
Every day?
Yes.
Well, and the good thing about it, too, is you can eat it with this recipe, and it's going to be really good. Even if you're not a huge spinach fan, it's going to taste good in this.
So we're going to dump that into our pan, and maybe I will hold it.
We'll team up for this.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so, whoa, I almost missed it.
This is all you. It's all you.
All right, got it.
All right, and we would actually heat that, get it nice and melted. And once that occurs and everything's done, all you're going to do is, this is a really nice sort of fondue.
And it is already smelling amazing.
Absolutely. And this is actually perfect because you can unplug this, you can actually use this to serve. Some of the things that you might want to dip in here, which is the fun part.
Yes.
Okay.
You can really spice it up here.
What would you want to dip in? I mean,
you know, I was asking about spinach artichoke dip. You said artichokes are great.
Artichokes themselves are wonderful, and it's actually the leaves themselves that people, you can go out and you order artichoke as an appetizer, use them to dip in.
Right.
The traditional,
also, you said bread.
Bread, absolutely. Different types of breads, as well as good old-fashioned tortilla chips would be wonderful.
Any of that. You have your choice. Well, thank you so much, Dr. Roth.
Oh,
and you know
pleasure.
what? We're continuing our fondue party. And coming up next, we've got a chocolate fondue. But first, we have a trivia question for you. It's on the screen there. Who came up with the idea of fondue? Don't you want to know? Well, we're going to tell you up next, so you got to stick around for that. Also still to come, chocolate fondue, as we said. Do I need to say more? I don't think so. We'll be right back.